Duncan, and I'm supposed to talk like this because my wife didn't like the last video that we made. It was not good. Anyways, as I flex my biceps, we're gonna go over to the kitchen. Michelle's gonna do her wifely duties and cut up strawberries.
You didn't know what fruit to say, did you?
No, I was gonna say it with a.
Okay, we just finished grocery shopping, and I'm that psycho who likes to label things, so it almost looks like it's like condoms. Condiments. Extra dairy, extra space. Yeah, you get the picture. Anyways, I label it and you still don't know where to put things.
Yeah, because I don't read.
I set this up so I should explain where everything goes.
Oh, now it's your show.
Yes. Okay.
I thought this was
we
my
got
dog
condiments.
show.
We got beverages. My core powers. Love those.
Yeah, the cool thing
Eggs,
about
veggies,
don't explain to the people what anything.
Different kinds of meats. We usually try to go for the leaner ones. We usually don't go below 93%, do we?
93%.
Yeah, usually. Fruits and veggies and the basics. And then we've got, what else we got?
Oh, we got me?
Yeah, we got you. Rice. This was, we get different kinds of rice all the time. I really like this one. We've been having.
How much is that, Michelle?
$5.
I think it's like $3.
Oh.
Isn't that inexpensive for a healthy amount of rice?
Yeah, okay. And then
now you're ignoring
these
me. Okay.
are, now that I'm doing longer runs, these are my little snacky poos. Little fig bars, they're good. And I just got these for fun because I saw them look good. Matthew eats nuts all day long and he eats a lot of them.
Why are you laughing at
I'm not. You just go through nuts like crazy. Even more than I do.
That makes two of us.
Okay, and okay.
I didn't mean that as a sexual innuendo.
I bought these purely for the squeeze bottle.
Yeah, and they're also
Was it the
creamy.
most economical choice? No. But was it a fun choice? Yes.
Maybe. Oh, okay, yeah.
And our little fruit bowl. And yeah, we stick to the basics. And so Matthew's gonna tell you what his standard diet looks like.
Okay. So, typically, not every meal, but pretty much every
Like
meal.
90% of the time.
90% of the time. I'll do about, and again, this is, I wouldn't say, I would say this. It's not typical to eat this much protein unless you have more muscle mass. It's going to be dependent on how much muscle mass you have and even like how much you weigh in general. So for about 3 to 4 meals a day, I do about 6 to 7 ounces of protein. The thing you have to also take into account whenever you are actually meal prepping all this stuff and picking a complex carb and a vegetable and a fat is the trace amounts of protein too. We're going to go over those here in a minute. What are you laughing about?
It's like turning into like a lecture at
It's not a
school.
lecture.
Something we'll get to in a minute.
We'll get to in a minute. Get to in a minute.
No, you're also a slow talker.
I'm not a slow talker.
Let's get to the point here. Sure.
I forgot what I was going to say because I've been distracted.
I wanted to know what your standard diet, and you're still on like the chicken.
I'm not on the chicken. I was talking about complex carbs and how there was trace amounts of protein in them.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so we got our chicken here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pour Worcestershire sauce on it, and then maybe a little bit of
Did you
salt.
say that right?
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire
The
sauce.
W sauce.
The W sauce.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some W.
Okay, I'm still I feel like people are listening to this are still confused as to what you eat. Just go through your whole menu.
I just did.
Your
Chicken.
whole actual menu, starting from breakfast.
Oh, you want me to say my day by day?
Yes, yes.
You just said talk about a typical meal.
No, I said your typical diet. So what he eats pretty much every single day, starting with breakfast. Go.
Okay, breakfast I'll have about 6 eggs, a cup of oatmeal with a little bit of strawberries, blueberries, banana, maybe an orange in that, and then I'll have peppers and arugula with all of that. And then my second meal will usually be just the rice and stuff that I just talked about with a little bit of vegetables, which typically I'll just do arugula and peppers because I just like them and they're high in antioxidants. I'll do a serving or 2 of fat, either with almonds or Brazil nuts. You don't have to do that. You can do peanuts if you like something like that. And then I do a high quality protein, which is usually something that's about 90% lean protein, particularly white meat. You don't have to do that all the time. I have red meat maybe once a week, right? Because it's still good for you to have the iron, and then the extra saturated fat actually boosts testosterone.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a little supplement station, which is over here. So that's where we keep just most of our stuff. We got some fiber stuff, we got hydration drinks, we got a bunch of random protein stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay, so here's a couple things that I do. If I have something like this, normally I'll pair it with something like this. Now, do you have to do that? No, but if you're having a hard time hitting your carbohydrate amount for the day, this is a good way to do it because it's very simple, right? You can just mix it in with the amount of macronutrients that you need. If you're trying to gain weight, it's a good way to add in a little extra carbs. There's a lot of brands out there, and I think what more often that people get this wrong most of the time, that they feel like they have to have the specific Quest brand, or they have to have the specific Premier Protein brand. Now, both of these are going to get the job done. It does not matter that much. If anything, if you're strapped for cash or anything like that, and you want to go with the higher quality protein brand, go with the lower quality. If it mixes well, it tastes good, and helps you hit your protein goals, that's better.
So we did meal preps and stuff.
Well, it was mostly you cutting up things.
Well, I did, yes. But we did chicken. There's so many different ways you can do chicken. Everyone gets bored of it. I don't. Do you? No. So he usually grills his. I like to do a marinade, and I'll use olive oil, lime, or lemon juice, and basic Italian seasoning. Or sometimes I'll do like a soy sauce meating, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But you can bake it, you can stir fry it, you can grill it.
You can pop it.
You can
hit it.
Okay.
You can smack it.
He's gonna cook up some ground turkey, as we usually do. Tell them what that is.
Oh, I don't even sure what you mean. So this is a mixture of onions, avocados, peppers, tomatoes, and what do you put that in?
I usually just
Lime?
do lemon juice,
Yeah.
olive oil, and like salt and
Instead
pepper.
of lime.
It's an easy way to get like veggies. You just scoop
It's
it
actually
out.
very good.
It is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can top it on basically anything.
I mean, I feel like the basis of all our meals is we have a lean protein,
Mm-hmm.
we have healthy carbs.
Mm-hmm.
As in, we're not eating a bunch of like chips, crackers,
Yeah. But those still count as
pastas.
carbohydrates.
Yeah,
not-
you can still
yeah.
eat them. We
Yeah.
just, most of our carbs are from veggies, fruits, whole grain, like brown rice. Sometimes we'll do wraps, well, more you.
Yeah.
So we hardly ever do like,
Nope.
and we don't eat out a lot.
No.
So-
Makes it simple.
It does make it simple.
But
And it's better if you have body composition goals to eat more like this.
Mm-hmm. If you're just trying to well,
Because, okay, I
Yeah.
hate the term, I don't really like the term intuitive eating. I hear people say that all the time. To be fair, if you're just trying to live life and you just don't have any specific, aesthetic goals or body composition goals, which most people tell us that they do,
yeah.
then I don't care. Like, sure, but like people's intuition is crap. I feel like I should be eating a donut right now, so that's what my intuition.
You gotta
is
say
telling
it
me.
with some authority. You gotta be like,
No, I feel like the people who do better on like an intuitive diet are the people who have gone through a phase of actually like tracking things to know what's in food first, and then are able to maintain a healthy weight for a while, and then they do their intuitive eating.
kind of what I would do with my eating habits is more so what intuitive eating should be like.
Yes, but you also went through a phase where you like actually measure things out for
Exactly.
a long time.
Yeah, and then I kind of got it down to I understand how to do this,
Yeah.
and then intuitive eating comes later.
And me too, because I don't actually measure my food. I try to do like once or twice a year where I actually specifically measure out my food, and then I don't.
Yeah.
But my weight stays consistent throughout the year. Like it fluctuates 4 or 5 pounds. in a year, and that's just,
It's just normal.
that time of the month, water weight, if you have a heavy workout, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
normal fluctuations. But if I'm trying to like specifically cut body fat, then I will try to measure out stuff a little bit.
Yeah, some people get so caught up in the numbers. It's good, but then at a certain point in time, it doesn't serve a purpose anymore. Because then the other thing that we should talk about too is people always cutting.
Oh yeah.
It's a bad idea.
I mean, I was kind of that person.
Yeah.
I used to not be very good. After I met you, I started doing better with my diet.
Good.
Because I went through a phase of like eating nothing at all, cutting out whole food groups, starting to not eat fruit because it had too much sugar. And then I went through a super busy phase of life, so I used that as an excuse to like, I would eat like 1 meal a day maybe.
Yeah.
Or like 2 meals a day. I was just run.
That
all
was
over the
really
place.
bad. I was like, why are you doing that?
And then now, I would say 80% of the time I'm pretty good.
I would even say 90% of the time you're
Oh
pretty
wow, really?
good. Yeah, I think you're more like 90%.
90%.
Yeah. You don't have to be super strict about everything is what we're trying to say though.
Yeah.
It's good to have like a routine in place that works for you. And if that happens to be, how we do it that way. If it's something different, do it the other way. Like, if you like doing the keto thing, I don't completely advise that. If it makes it a little bit more simple, if it makes it more simple for you and you restrict yourself from something,
I mean,
just a little bit.
essentially every diet will work to some extent initially. But I think the ones that work better long term are the ones that you can kind of maintain consistently.
And you can enjoy the stuff you like to enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Which is what you do, and I do too. But
Yeah. Because like with my clients, I think that the biggest complaint is like weighing your food is like, it's just too daunting, Which I get, but it is a discipline. So if you really have specific goals, you kind of need to suck it up
if
and
you
do
have
it
if you have
for a
body
little bit.
composition goals,
Yeah, if you have
yes.
body composition goals, because like just guessing is like not going to get you there. Oh, I think I'm eating healthy food. Oh, I think I chose healthy things, but in reality, you have no idea how much protein, carbs, or fat, or sugar, or cholesterol is in something. So, like even if you think it's healthy, like avocado toast is quote unquote healthy, they dump like a half a cup worth of avocado on your toast. Like that is a ton of fat for the day. You're probably overeating fats.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah. And like even if you don't have a body composition goal, I still think it's a good idea to measure food every now and then, just so that you become more aware of like what you're actually eating.
Yeah.
One of my meals that I'm gonna make this week is because I'm
3-colored
actually
rice.
starting to track my food again starting next week, probably for about like 8 weeks.
Yep.
So I actually have to measure things out now, but I'm gonna make 3-colored rice. It's a Japanese recipe, but I mix it up, and it's actually really high protein depending on how you make it. So I got my lean ground beef. I'll mix that up. I do a little soy sauce, a little meating, don't know what that is in English, and a little bit of brown sugar. And then you do scrambled eggs, and then you do edamame, some sort of green. So sometimes I'll do green beans, edamame, green peas. This week I have edamame, so you basically have your rice, and then you do like a portion of the beef, a portion of the eggs, a portion of the edamame on top. 3-colored rice, and it's really good and very high protein, especially with the edamame beef and egg combo. So that's my main meal for this week. And yeah.
What?
How'd you just open that?
A fork. I just plug it in.
Plug it in. Just plugging it in.
Plug it in. Swipe it around.
Ooh, look at that.
Making ground turkey. So exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Here's what it looks like to build a meal. We got our little food scale. So we're gonna go rice first. This is the wild rice.
Measure it out.
I am.
Oh,
I'm
the
weighing
gram.
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is in ounces. So
How many ounces are you doing?
about 4.
4. Okay.
4 ounces. Really doesn't take as long as people imagine it to be.
No, 4 ounces. That's 4.1.
Over.
That's fine if you go a little over. It's just 0.1, Michelle. It's
It will
not,
take forever if you do this.
if you're neurotic
Okay.
and you don't get exactly, it's not the end of
Dang
the world,
it.
is
Okay.
it?
Okay. 3 ounces of ground beef. I cooked up. Oh, there we go. And I am going to add soy sauce because
easier
that's
to
what I
lose weight.
cooked it with, so I'll add about a teaspoon of that. This is a guesstimate. but I would rather like overestimate a little bit.
If you're trying to lose weight, yes.
Yeah. So I will put in a tablespoon of soy sauce.
Edamames.
Edamames.
We call them edamames.
Roughly, we'll see how many ounces that turns out to be. For 1 egg portion.
So how much do you think 1 egg portion would be?
Like
That's
a little
6
tiny
grams.
scoop.
So 6 grams would be probably about 2 ounces of eggs. It's just my guess off the top of my head.
472 total calories. And that is, does this show me my meal summary? Yes, it does.
So
Look at that. We got 42 protein, 31 carb, 19 fat. And the beautiful thing is we would just rinse and repeat this meal. So you don't have to do this again. Just save this and then you know exactly what you're eating. So save as a meal. Woo. Right now, because I do want to focus on cutting, I am going to be aiming for higher protein, which in that breakdown, it was highest protein. And then carbs and then fats. If I have a really strenuous day or heavy activity or a lot of running, then I will add a little bit more carbs and I'll play around with the fats and carbs, but the goal is to keep the protein high regardless.
So this is what a day's worth of food looks like for both of us. So we're gonna kind of go through, well, you wanna do mine first?
Sure.
Okay, so let's do mine first. So here we got the 6 eggs that I usually have in the morning. Obviously I haven't cooked them or anything yet, but I like to have them fresh in the morning, so I do that. And then I do this little overnight oats thing, which is 1 cup of oats, about a cup of 2% milk. You can use almond milk if you want to lower the calories a little bit. And then I put in strawberries and a banana and blueberries, right? In just a minuscule amount, so that way I don't go over on carbs. Then for, this is my post or intra and post workout shakes that I normally do. You don't have to do anything this specific, but the idea is to have a serving of protein and some carbs after, right? Depending on your body weight, it'll kind of change. And then for lunch, I'll have this. This is 2 cups of that wild rice that we made, some arugula, and some ground turkey. And then also, I'll have a serving of 2 of almonds. Then for dinner, we'll do chicken, that wild rice that we made, and then a little bit of these veggies. And if you think about it, it's actually very simple. Everything's kind of laid out. It's not super complicated. That's how I like to do it.
So usually I wake up at 5, I'm on the go.
Yeah.
On the weekends I usually do like eggs, toast, fruit, but like this would be like if I'm grab and go type of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Or this too is kind of
that's
included.
more snack.
Okay.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
So I'll do core power, a little fig bar, so something easy to go. And then I would do like that sample meal we talked about earlier for a lunch or something. This would be like a good example of a snack. And then dinner, same thing. We usually eat the same thing, some sort of lean protein, rice, veggies. Sometimes I don't do rice at dinner as much as you do. I'll just do like a big salad with chicken or something. But that's pretty much.
We make it simple so we can stay consistent.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we have whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's our typical meal prep.
Yep. Cool.
Oh,
I'm
what?
just gonna leave a final word.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, follow along for more content. If you like this video, like, subscribe, share, follow our Instagrams at STPTrain, and what's yours, Mish Moves?
How do you not know that?
I just said it right off the top of my head. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Closer.